Hey guys, April 27, 2011, and today we're going to talk about the Atlanta cop who assaulted two females in a booth at IHOP, as well as the subsequent pandemic of Stockholm syndrome exhibited by many of the people who live down in Atlanta, Georgia, and around the surrounding area, apparently. Links below. First video, obviously everyone's seen, the media's been playing it. Of course, they play that one because, hey, that's the side of the booth where there's a screen and you can't really see what's going on. But if you look at the second link, that's another video that's actually shot from the other side of that table. And you can clearly see that Officer Barbrady, for lack of a better term, because Atlanta police won't divulge his name, he's assaulting the black woman that's in the booth by grabbing her by the shirt collar and trying to yank her out of the booth. It starts around 40 seconds into that video, and you'll see it. It's really quick, because the woman in the black dress is constantly in the way. But you can see where he's grabbing her by the shirt collar and then grabs her by the back of the hair. Okay, which right off the bat, that's uncalled for and unprofessional. And by the way, this cop is off duty pulling a security detail at an IHOP, right? So anyway, Officer Barbrady goes and he's assaulting these women. This other woman in a black dress gets involved. She gets slapped. She in turn retaliates because she just got assaulted, which is a natural instinctive thing. Then turns around and Officer Barbrady, with the assistance of another cop, turns around and with a closed fist just like clocks her one in the jaw, and then they drag her out and around and into the aisleway to arrest her. Needless to say, there's a lot of issues with this. Number one, he already had called for backup to, quote, remove these people. I don't understand why he couldn't have just waited for them to show up, because surely there was no threat there. Even if the claims that they were drunk were true, there's no imminent threat. There are a bunch of drunk girls sitting in a booth of IHOP. What the fuck are they going to do? Throw napkin airplanes at people? Give me a fucking break, right? What's more disturbing is, and you see a lot in the second video, is there's all these people cheering this on. Like, yeah, the cops are going to beat these white women down and then this black woman down. Great, epic, just beat them up. Yeah. Yeah, there's something very disturbing with that. Talk about slave masters and their slaves, I guess that slavery might have ended 100 years ago or whatever, but apparently not in the mentality of the people who live down in Atlanta, Georgia, because now the definition of a slave is anybody who's not wearing a badge, and the slave master is the cop, in my opinion. The good news about this is that these women have hired the services of an attorney. They're going to probably sue. I hope they sue the restaurant for hiring this incompetent asshole to be a security guard. I also hope they sue the city of Atlanta for allowing their officer to wear their uniform and beat up on people. They should sue him civilly as well. What's interesting is the Atlanta Police Department issued a statement that the matter has been referred to their Office of Professional Standards to determine whether department policies and procedures were followed. If they come back and say that everything is kosher and copacetic, that leads me to wonder, okay, so it's all right for an officer to take on arresting somebody by himself by trying to physically harm them to the point where you can, possibly partially paralyze somebody. Because remember, he's grabbing that black woman first by her neck and then by the back of her hair, and he's trying to pull her out of the booth, okay? That could cause a whiplash type injury to the spinal cord in your neck, and that has been done where it has actually put people in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. So fortunately, this woman isn't showing any signs of serious neurological trauma in terms of that, but yeah, the whole police department botched this job. There's going to be lawsuits coming down. I hope they sue the shit out of them, and I hope they win. But what's more disturbing is the pandemic case of Stockholm syndrome. that's being exhibited down that way. It's not surprisingly enough that the slaves are sitting there encouraging the slave masters to beat on them. Okay, but when you go on several different web forums from down around that area, in particularly amongst white females between 25 and 50 years of age who have had children, a lot of these women who are, quote, moms, and they proudly proclaim it, they actually say that this girl got what she deserved. And I'm sitting here saying, really? So her friend's getting assaulted, and she gets involved trying to calm this dude down. He slaps her. She, in turn, becomes aggressive because she just got assaulted, too. And then she gets slugged, and she got what she deserved? I'm willing to bet all these women get beaten by their husbands on a daily basis, too. Doesn't say much. I'll tell you, between the freaking slaves and slave master mentality down there, and the fact that there's an obvious pandemic of Stockholm syndrome as well, doesn't say much about the people in and around the city of Atlanta, Georgia. And, well, let's just say if the shit ever hits the fan, well, the federal government knows where they can go first and round up the people for the concentration camps, because they all seemingly are willing to cooperate, even if they know that their rights are being violated left, right, and center. Until next time, links are down below. Check it out for yourself.